Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2012 Bethany Speech Team Home Concert. My name is John Logie, and I am the Director of Forensics here at Bethany. I'm kind of in charge of this whole rabble, and the reason we call this the Speech Team Home Concert is because while other bands and choirs have instruments that they play or voices that they use to sing, we consider our voice an instrument as well, and so we consider this our concert, our performance for Bethany. Most of our tournaments happen off campus, and so rarely do you get a chance to see what we actually do, so we want to give you a chance to give you some of the highlights of what happens here. Now, survey after survey has shown that public speaking is one of America's greatest fears. Spiders, snakes, lack of money, death, and public speaking are usually in the top 5. And time after time, those change every so often, but death is usually below public speaking. And Jerry Seinfeld put it very well when he said that the next time you're at a funeral, more people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. Which makes it seem kind of silly, but at the same time you all understand there is an apprehension to public speaking. And with the speech team, not only do we overcome that apprehension, but we actually compete against other people in order to do that. So while public speaking is difficult, the other thing that makes things difficult for public speakers are cell phones. So if I can ask you right now to put your hands on your cell phone and make sure that your cell phone has been silenced or turned off, that would be outstanding. Because when a speaker gets going, they hear a cell phone, well, everybody in the audience feels that groan inside of them as well. People ask me time and time again, what is the speech team? What does the speech team do? And so I'd like to direct you to your program that you have here. On the front and on the back, it lists all the different events that the Bethany speech team competes in. And when people ask me to give an analogy of what the speech team is like, I kind of compare it to vocal gymnastics. And people look at me weird and wonder why I say that. And the reason is because in gymnastics you have a lot of different events. You have your artistic events, you have your technical events. The speech team is very similar. Where in gymnastics, each individual goes out there and they do their own routine. The speech team, each individual goes out there into their individual category and does their individual piece. But yet they all come together as a whole to form the speech team. And that's the easiest way for me to explain the technical aspect of it. But to give you an idea of what actually the speech team does, let's hear from the speech team itself. So our first performance tonight is Rachel Skelland and William Soule with their duo interpretation, Neighborhood 3.
The house you want is third from the left as you face the cul-de-sac. All the houses look the same. Be careful. As you approach the house, you will see on the sidewalk a claw hammer. Pick this up. You will need it later.
You got Neighborhood 3?
It's Tyler's right now where he hides it.
I'm dying to play Neighborhood 3.
It sounds like something out of like a horror movie. Like you're about to play this game and you think it's just a game.
But actually it's real. But these teenagers don't know it.
But the audience knows it.
And this one kid's like, I'm dying to play.
And it's all like, ooh, foreshadowing. We are in a society where technology programs reality.
In a society where television, movies, and video games dictate what is real, what happens when the line between reality and virtual reality blurs? And who or what is the real zombie?
And what are the consequences? In Neighborhood 3, Requisition of Doom! By Jennifer Haley. I'll set it up and you can play.
You're not gonna play with me?
No.
Do some split screen.
Nah.
Why not?
This game is messed up, okay? It maps out your neighborhood. How creepy is that?
Are you kidding? It's sweet. It's the best use of satellite technology I can think of.
Oh, now you're excited.
How can you not think it's sweet?
I didn't know you got so twisted.
It's only a game.
Oh, right. Don't tell me like you've never seen it.
Seen what?
Like one of those things reaches out at you with what's left of its hand and like, girl, I'm coming to get you for real! Exit the house and advance down the street slowly. The goal during the daytime is to blend in. Have you heard about these online video games that kids are playing? My son's hooked on one, neighborhood something. But I guess when I say hooked, I'm putting it mildly. He basically plays this every waking moment. They run around a neighborhood that looks very much like ours, butchering zombies that look a whole lot like us. Proceed toward a street sign that reads Dead End. Turn left into the cul-de-sac. Turn to the first house.
We're almost at the final house.
You worked on what you were going to say to Dad, didn't you?
I'll just tell him he's totally messed up and he's messed everyone in the family up, so he should stop messing everyone up. Hey, get off me, freaking zombie. How about some gut raping with my garden spade?
I'm going to tell Dad that one time when he forgot to pick me up from practice really hurt. Like all the other kids dads were picking up their kids, and I was left sitting all alone, and it turns out he was at that bar at the strip club, and he totally forgot.
Oh, he'll cry with his big wet eyes, and everyone will feel so sorry for him. Where's my team?
What if he can't help it? I think you're like him. I think you're hooked.
Oh, who was sleeping like 2 hours a night to play?
Yeah, I gave it up.
Not until the end. We're almost at the final house.
Yeah, dude, it creeped me out.
What did?
You're almost there. You'll see. You know, I think we play to get away from him. Like he's trying to get away from whatever he's trying to get away from.
They better not have ditched me. Why does everyone ditch me?
Would you just stop and look at me?
They went in the final house. They went without me. I can't do it on my own. You have to log in and help me.
I'm not playing that anymore.
I need you.
Just stop.
I'm not stopping anymore. I'm not stopping for him. You've got the computer, you've got the circular saw, and the lawn darts. Please?
No.
Please?
No.
Please, 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 please. You'll have to help me or I'll die. Chelsea's online.
Besides, with the game, there's something...
Weird. Tyler found a zombie in the final house that looked like his mom.
What did you do?
He boned her with a barbecue fork. His house is covered in yellow tape and there's sirens. And they're freaking out. Chelsea said don't go in.
Don't go in where?
I'm not going anywhere because they'll get creamed because my team ditched me. Die, 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 die.
Listen!
What?
Sirens.
Please?
Why don't you put this energy into this intervention? If not for him, then for us. Maybe it'll be good for us to tell the truth. You're
not even saying anything. Why don't you shout this? Every night on his 5th cocktail, my dad turns into a zombie and basically tells me what a loser I am, what a loser kid I am.
All right, let me log in.
Yes! There's like 20 zombies.
I'll distract them.
Oh my gosh, you're running right in front of them.
Go, go, go!
I'm going, they're coming after you. I'm almost there. House on the left, house on the left, house on the left is our house.
What did I tell you?
What happens when you go in?
I don't know. That's where I stopped. As night begins to fall, you may engage in the run really fast function. Your stealth talent increases by 3. Zombie olfactory skill increases by 12.
I'm here, at the final house. Well, hurry up. My cologne de corpse is wearing off. They're gonna smell me.
Honey, are you still in your game? I microwaved your burger for you since you were too busy to eat it earlier.
And, hey, get off the porch. Get back in the bushes. I'm not ready yet.
Honey, I thought I heard something strange by the front door. You're not up to anything, are you?
She makes me insane. No, I'm not ready yet. It's not about being a pussy, you douche. Listen, there's this woman in the game. I couldn't tell if she was a zombie or a player. She looked like Cody's mom, and... Look, shut up. I took care of it. Let's her on the sidewalk. I bashed her head in.
Honey, I'm sure of it. There's something out there coming to the front door. Hey, I'm talking to you. Are you listening to me? It's the least you could do after everything I do for you. And make sure you don't shrivel up and die behind that computer. You, I'm talking to you. Look at me.
What?
What?
I said... What?
Is that all you have to say?
What do you want me to say, Joy?
Don't call me that.
It's your name.
I have told you not to call me that. I have told you you don't ever listen to a thing I say. Well, let me tell you, Buster, things are going to change around here. Starting now. Off the computer in 5 minutes.
Get up here and cover me. All right, I'm trying the front door. Oh, weird. Weird, it's opening on its own. Okay, I'm in.
Honey?
Not now.
The front door just
Get out of my room!
Do you remember Barbara, Cody's
What
mom?
about her?
She's on the sidewalk with her head half gone.
Get out! Get out of the room! Get out of the house! Get out! Get out! Get out! The front door's locked!
I locked the front door.
Are you there, man? We're in trouble!
All night I've heard sirens.
I'm unarmed. I dropped my hammer on the stairs.
Is this what you're looking for? I found it on the stairs.
Give that to me.
What happened to Barbara?
You don't really want to know.
This is the first time I've seen your face in so long. You don't even look at me anymore.
But I'm looking at you now.
I don't recognize you.
I'm your son. Give me the hammer.
I have tried to talk to you. I have tried. I want to hear you say, I know you've tried.
Easy, Joy.
Don't call me.
Okay. You've tried.
Say it like you mean it. Say it like it's the truth.
I believe you.
You don't see anything anymore. You don't see anything outside of your game. You don't see anything that's real. I'm so sorry. It's not too late, is it? It's so good to see you. It's so good to see your face. I'm so sorry. So.
Mom?
We are going to continue our program this evening with an event that's not necessarily listed on your program. This is one of those experimental events that certain tournaments hold just to have some fun and to bring about different skills. So Leah Hench will now do her interpretation of children's literature.
In forensics, we like to celebrate diversity. So be the best you that you can be. Just like Finklehopper Frog by Irene Livingston. Finklehopper, Finklehopper, Finklehopper Frog saw that all the other folks were going out to jog. Finklehopper whispered, I will buy a jogging suit. I'll get myself a jazzy one, a dandy one, a beaut. So Finkel got his hat and coat and locked his little door, then hopped off to Mrs. Chimpanzee's. She ran a clothing store. He checked out all the jogging suits. A lot of them were cute. He told her he was looking for a really special suit. She reached beneath the counter and came up with something wild. A suit with pink and purple dots. And Finklehopper smiled. He touched it, and he smoothed it, and he held it to his chin. The suit was really rockin'. Let my jogging days begin. So Homie hurried happy, put the suit on right away, and off he went to show the crowd he'd jog with them today. He hippied, and he hoppied, and he sang a sweet kerchog, until he started wondering, is this the way to jog? Now, coming down the other way was Itchy Flea, the dog. And Itchy nearly choked himself from laughing at the frog. Finklehopper, Finklehopper, Finklehopper frog. That's a stupid jogging suit, said Itchy Flea the dog. And man, you're only hopping. That is not the way to jog. Finklehopper sputtered and he muttered in a fog, I've got my jazzy jogging suit and now I want to jog. Then Yowlerine, the alley cat with half a bitten ear and fur a little patchy, came a-trotting from the rear. Finklehopper, Finklehopper, Finklehopper frog, your jogging suit is goofy and you don't know how to jog. She gave a silly giggle, and she flipped her fuzzy tail. And off she went and hollered, did you get it at a sale? Now, Finkel's heart was heavy, but he hoped it wouldn't show. He bopped along, determined he would never let them know. Then a rabbit came along, a ribbon on her head, a boing, a boing, a boing, a boing, and this is what she said. My name is Ruby Rabbit. Hey, you're looking pretty cute. A hoppin' and a boppin' in your hippie hoppin' suit. You're calling this a hopping suit? said Finklehopper Frog. And Ruby said, of course it is. We hop, we never jog. So Finklehopper, keep on doing what you always do. Because hopping is the way to go. The perfect way for you. Then Finkel winked a froggy eye. Oh, Ruby, now I see that everyone has special things to do and say and be. We all can hop or jog or fly or crawl or leap or run and get to anywhere we want. There's room for everyone.
All right, moving on with our program, we have a prose interpretation by Bailey Amy.
I hate happiness, particularly jocularity on demand. I have always refused to smile on cue. I like melancholic novels, depressed poets, and pessimistic prognosticators. I like sad songs, weepy movies. I'm a sentimental drunk. I was never a shiny, happy person, although I have been both shiny and happy, even at the same time. But to achieve both has been in the presence of things still illegal in most states. Happy meals, happy faces. Don't worry, be happy. Given the state of the world, maybe if we had a little more worry and a little less happy, we'd be better off. After all, it does read, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Is the insistence upon the value of happiness a peculiarity endemic to the American psyche? That's what really bothers me about Disney. It's not the commercialization of your entire childhood, or the fact that they saddle us with that triumvirate of talent, Brittany, Christina, and Justin. It's the happily ever after. I mean, would it have really been that hard to just say ever after? And they lived ever after. They say Disney theme parks are the happiest place on earth. If I go there and I'm not happy, am I doing something wrong, or is it Walt's fault? And where exactly is that happiness supposed to lie? Is it steeped in anticipation when you're waiting in line for a ride? Does it get tossed in the garbage with your motion sickness afterwards? When it comes down to it, there are a lot of things in life that are supposed to make us happy. But is it really their job, or is it our job to find our own? The Tyranny of Happiness by Annabelle Gertwich. For 5 years, I tried to resist. Eventually, my will was broken. Its power was much greater than me. You can. You will. You must. You have a kid. You will eventually have to make your merry way to the happiest place on earth. Mommy is an existential nihilist with a sophistic view of the world and doesn't go to theme parks, just wasn't cutting it with my 5-year-old. So when my son Ezra's best friend Jake and his family decide to make a trip to Disney, I thought it'd be a good opportunity for us to hitch a ride down. With a gamey smile plastered across my face, our two families boarded the entrance to the tram, where a disembodied voice cheerfully told us that should we need assistance at any time, we can just ask a cast member for help. Yeah, I felt a certain cynicism set in upon hearing that all of the employees at this theme park were referred to as cast members. But later in the day, when a smiling cast member came up and swept up some popcorn as it fell from my hands, I thought, yeah, happily tidying up the garbage of others. This does seem like some of the productions I've been in myself. I spotted a La Brea bakery serving soy lattes by the front gate. Wait a minute, this is not my father's Disneyland. This might actually be okay. It was with trepidation but aptly caffeinated that we made our way through the turnstile and got in line for the first attraction. All right, we're going to the bathroom at Disneyland! Pretty clean, well lit, and only a 10-minute wait in line. So far, so good. The kids were excited as they bounded over to the Haunted Mansion, but just as we were about to go in, my son Ezra stopped dead in his tracks. Too scary, Mommy. So we got out of line and went to wait for our friends. Over the course of the next few hours, this scene was repeated over and over. Jungle Cruise? Too many animals, Mom. Storybook Land? Too dark. Mad Tea Party ride? I don't drink tea, Mommy, I'm a kid. Peter Pan's flight. Too much Mary Martin, Mom, though I swore it had nothing to do with the original film version. So far, we had been at Disney for over 4 hours and had not been on a single ride. Jake and his family trundled from attraction to attraction as I sat demoralized, staring up at the sky, the only place within eyesight unadorned by the Disney logo. Just then, a cast member came up to me and said, "Sometimes it's fun to just sit and watch others around you." The cast member, Donald, was a senior citizen. I don't know if it was just the economy or just an old man looking to be useful, but let me tell you, there is nothing sadder than an old man in storybook land lederhosen wearing mouse ears. There's something vaguely hopeful, dare I say sweet, about a pimply teenager in a frontier outfit with a name tag looking to make a buck for college, but it is a sad reminder of the futility of dreams. And it definitely subverts the Peter Pan message when an old geezer comes up to you and is all, "It never hurts to smile." Well, yeah, sometimes it does. And that's when it hits me, just what a sad, sad person I'd become. I mean, who but a sad, sad person wouldn't want her child to claim his rightful place in this Disney-fied landscape? So I determined we were going to get some of this Disney happiness even if it killed us. And that's when I remembered it. Those hairs on the pirate's leg as it dangles above the boat on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And I knew that's where we had to go. So, to get my son to come with me, I did what any good mother would do. I bribed him with the promise of a new toy. If he could just see those damn hairs, then maybe we'd magically transform into the happy Disney family I saw on all those freaking commercials on TV. From the moment we boarded that ship, I knew we were in trouble. Ezra began to wail, a wail so piercing, featuring actual fear and trembling. It was as if I had ripped out his spleen and began filleting it in front of him. Other parents began to cast scornful looks in my direction. Babies were smiling. Not my kid. By the third display, he was whimpering like a wounded dog, so I picked him up and rubbed his back. "Hey, it's okay. It's okay," as I mouthed, "I'm sorry," to all the other parents around me. And that's when I began to see the ride for what it really was. Why wouldn't he be miserable, I thought? All of these ghouls had lived dissolute lives at best, and were now bearing witness to their sentence in this watery purgatory. It was as we passed under what I had always considered the coup de grace of Disney, that pirate's leg that as a child I had stared at in awe at the meticulous detail to, that I now clearly saw as pubic hair pasted on an animatronic doll's leg. And then I realized that Disney is all a morality play. When they say happiest place on earth, they literally mean that this is all you're going to get out of life on earth. I mean, no one looks all that happy at Disney, well, except the cast members. True, I've seen a glimmer of excitement, a flicker of glee, but real happiness, I don't think so. Disneyland was intended to be an endurance test. You're just one of the numberless faceless in the crowd, attempting to be entertained on a brief, illusory ride. The enjoyment of the rides, mitigated by the hours of waiting in line, plus the trauma-inducing imagery, all part of Walt's plan. "I want this to be over! I want this to be over!" My son kept chanting, and after what seemed like 4 more hours of character-building entertainment, it finally was. We were delivered out of the darkness and into the light of day. We found ourselves running to the exit, and the resumption of our real lives, which by comparison really didn't seem that bad. I stopped for another coffee on the way back to the car. Piling in, my son announced, "I can't wait to go back." Really? What did you like about it? The escalator to the parking lot. I I don't know if it was just the caffeine or if it was the recognition of the resiliency in my child's spirit, but I smiled my first real smile in a long time. Jake and his family were spent, their eyes glazed with the satisfaction of having done Disney, a weary but satiated exhaustion. Ezra was beaming, extolling the virtues of the escalator, and in that moment, maybe it really was the happiest parking lot on earth.
Our final performance of this evening is a national champion performance, Rachel Scallon and her program oral interpretation.
My mom always said that I didn't cry when I found out that Santa Claus wasn't real, but I bawled like a baby when I found out Elmo was just a puppet. The first season of Sesame Street raised the curtain on a new kind of television program for kids, and by the mid-1970s, the show was in full flower, with a huge cast of creative and dedicated people. The show had critics aplenty, but the American people had spoken, and what they said was, "Me like cookie." Followed, of course, by, nom 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 nom. Sesame Street is broadcast in over 125 countries, has been on the air for over 40 years, and has guest starred hundreds of celebrities. Sesame Street is so prolific that even adults care whether or not Count Von Count has OCD, or if Cookie Monster has an addiction, or if Bert and Ernie are actually gay. It's a part of the childhood memories for the millions of viewers that have watched and are watching Sunny Days Chasing the Clouds Away. With prose, Secret Lessons from Sesame Street by David Johnson, Anonymous Letters to Michael Davis and Street Gang by Michael Davis, poetry Picture a World by Joe Raposo, and drama, selections from the scripts of Sesame Street. A program on the cultural significance of Sesame Street, brought to you by the letters BLNC and viewers like you. You've never seen a street like Sesame Street. Everything happens here. You're gonna love it. It was not until I was an adult that I realized that behind Sesame Street is a grand conspiracy. It's been on the air for 40 years now, and we're all familiar with the format. Short, simple skits involving Muppets, human cast members, and the occasional celebrity, but each skit has an obvious educational point to get across. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Well, now comes the sad part, Bert. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. That's the alphabet, Bernie. Just a second, Bert. Now comes the action part. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. Well, finish it. What? Tell you how it ends? Then you won't read it yourself, Bert. The most impressive feedback, however, came from the kids themselves, or rather their test scores. Before Sesame Street, kindergartners were taught very little, and suddenly masses of children were coming in knowing letters and numbers. One day, I just tied my shoes all by myself, and my mommy asked me, "Where'd you learn how to do that?" And I told her, "David from Sesame Street taught me." In recent years, the show has been featuring differently abled children, whether you live in a wheelchair or with Down syndrome, speak with an accent or don't say much at all, have brown skin or blue fur. Everyone fits in on Sesame Street. Who are the people in your neighborhood? Unbeknownst to me, the team of writers at Sesame Street were secretly preparing us kids for things a lot tougher than kindergarten level math. Now, a team of researchers and psychologists were cleverly engineering these little skits to pass on some of the profoundest lessons of life and love and suffering and death. In 1982, Will Lee, the man who played Mr. Hooper, died suddenly of a heart attack. And the show decided to tackle the issue of death on an episode of Big Bird's distress and confusion over losing his friend. Well, hey everybody! I drew pictures of all my grown-up friends on Sesame Street, and I'm gonna give them to you. Ta-da! That's Mr. Hooper. Say, where is he? Big Bird, don't you remember? We told you Mr. Hooper died. He's dead. Oh yeah, I remember. Well, I'll just give it to him when he comes back. Big Bird, he's not coming back. Never? No. Never. See, Big Bird, when people die, they can't come back. It was a landmark broadcast. Sesame Street's most noble and affecting hour. The character, and by extension the actor who played him, would be memorialized on the show in an episode that would take on the tricky business of explaining death to a preschool audience. Picture a world where rivers are clear, where a dunk in the water is just a block or two away from here, and think of a way to make it that way. Everybody, picture a world where little kids run, where sunshine is pouring life and love on everyone, and think of a way to make it that way. Sesame Street is no ordinary nonprofit. It is arguably the most important children's program in the history of television. No show has impacted the way we think about education, parenting, and cultural development more than Big Bird and Friends. You might even say that Sesame Street changed the world. One letter at a time. We saw the program's impact a few years ago when my wife suffered a massive stroke. During her rehab, she used to watch Sesame Street to help her literally learn how to talk and read and sing and count again. 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, But the show was never just about improving test scores. Perhaps the most radical part of the Sesame Street DNA has always been its social activism. From the start, Sesame targeted lower-income urban kids, the kinds that lived on streets with garbage cans sitting outside their row house apartments. I still remember the first episodes of Sesame Street I ever saw. When my single mother was dragging me from town to town in the dreary Midwest, trying to find her own poor soul in the bars, and leaving me behind in the hotel room all night and day with the TV on. I would become so engrossed with the Sesame Street neighborhood, wondering and hoping that one day in our travels we would end up in an environment like the one the show created. So when I was 15 and my mother finally and permanently chose her bottle over me, I resolved to find the happiest place that I had known all those years, which to my surprise actually existed in New York City. I can walk down St. James Street or Washington Avenue and feel 2.5 feet tall all over again. Can you tell me how to get smarter than a speeding bullet, furrier, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall sandwiches in a single bound? Look! Up in the sky, it's an eggplant, it's a meatball, it's Super Grover. I'm not a believer in psychics, but I'm going to go ahead and predict your future right now. Whoever you are, you will get hurt. You will embarrass yourself. You will lose things that are too important to lose, and you will forget things that are too important to forget. And it can't be helped. That's all okay. Nobody doesn't get hurt, but no pain lasts forever. And if I'm wrong, let me know. In the meantime, I'll be trying to get the theme song to Super Grover out of my head.
Thank you very much for coming this evening. Please enjoy some of the refreshments in the lobby. Have a good night.